In Asia saw gains today after President Donald Trump and Xi Jinping agreed to a temporary trade truce between the United States and China. The Shanghai Composite gained 2.57% to close at around 2,654.80, while the Shenzhen Composite advanced to 3.27%. Meanwhile, Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index jumped 2.5%. Japan's Nikkei 225 rose 1%, while the Topix Index advanced 1.3%. In South Korea, the Kospi gained 1.67%. Over in Australia, the ASX 200 jumped 1.84%. And U.S. stock market futures surged after U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping agreed to a 90-day ceasefire in the trade war that has weighed heavily on global stock markets for most of 2018. Our futures on the Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped to 497 points as at 4:15 a.m. Eastern Time. The advance implied a 514-point gain for the Dow at the open. Meanwhile, S&P 500 futures had an implied positive open of 52.5, while futures on the Nasdaq 100, home of many technology companies that sell to China, was seen more than 180 points higher. On the data front, investors are likely to watch out for a final reading of manufacturing PMI data for November at around 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time. On the earnings front, Cover Software, Mesa Air, and Smartsheet are all expected to publish their latest quarterly earnings results. And back here, Egypt has ended a discounted customs exchange rate for imports of goods that are considered non-essential. Egypt began setting a monthly fixed customs exchange rate in January last year, following the fluctuation of its pound currency in November 2016. In recent months, the customs rate for all goods had been set at 16 Egyptian pounds to the dollar. From December 1, the rate for strategic and essential goods remain at 16, while the rate for non-essential goods will be set as the average exchange rate listed by the central bank during the preceding months. And Nigeria's central bank is maintaining proactive steps in hedging against the foreign exchange pressures that may arise in view of the 2019 general elections underway. At a meeting with bankers over the weekend, the Governor, Godwin Emefiele, warned speculators and traders to desist from violating the provisions of a 41-item list prohibited from foreign exchange.
Given the remarkable success that has been achieved in stimulating domestic production of goods, such as rice, cassava, maize, and etc., as a result of the restriction placed on the CBN by the CBN on access to forex for these items, the CBN intends to vigorously ensure that this policy remains in place and additional efforts will be made to block any attempts by unscrupulous parties. Here, I mean both individuals and corporates that intend to find other avenues of accessing forex in order to import these items into Nigeria. And please, let's listen to this. The CBN's Economic Intelligence and Banking Supervisions Department will collaborate, will work very, very closely with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to expose and sanction any bank, any company and or its directors or FX operator that colludes with unscrupulous individuals, companies to undermine the policy on 41 items.
Godwin Emefiele, CBN Governor. Well, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll look at what Qatar's decision to leave OPEC means for the oil market. To stay with us.